Sargent. Bill Sargent. Hi, I'm Bill Sargent, and I'm running for Congress. I'm very concerned about the direction our country is going, and a lot of the blame for this can go to the liberal policies of Mr. Obama, Harry Reid, and Nancy Pelosi. But if we're honest with each other, the Republicans need to share part of that blame. We've had control of the House for over a year, and they continue to cave based on what the polls are reading and what the newspapers may say. We have sent people to Washington as good, solid people, and they come back politicians. And I hope to have that change. From my perspective, I'm willing to take on the Republican leadership in Washington. I don't want to confront them if I don't have to, but if I think they're doing wrong, I'm going to speak up, because that's the right thing to do. I have a deep love for our country. I joined the Navy in 1961 as an enlisted man. I retired as lieutenant commander over 20 years later. I took an oath of office when I did that. That oath of office was to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. When I retired, that oath did not retire with me. That oath will be with me for the rest of my life, and I will never, ever violate it. I'm the only candidate in this race who brings a complete package of experience and understanding of issues to this race. I'm Bill Sargent. I am not a career politician. I'm not a big money candidate. I am not part of the establishment. I'm Bill Sargent. I want to be a citizen legislator who serves you and who you have access to. I'm the only candidate in this race who has over 20 years experience on Capitol Hill, as well as executive experience in the federal government. I've worked for you and for your interests at the federal, state, and local level. I'm a resident of Galveston County. I know the problems that we're facing here in the district: jobs, taxes, overregulation. Government, folks, is the problem. It is not the solution. The solution are people like you. We need to get government out of your business so you can get your business done, which is to create jobs, make a profit, and I'm 100% behind the free market economy. We need to get away from all this control we have. I'm worried about the debt that the Obama administration has saddled all of us with, a debt that will take years, generations to pay off. So what would I do if I was elected? First thing I'd do is I would call for repeal of Obamacare. I will work tirelessly to do that. If we can't get rid of it, then I will try to defund it. Second, I'll work for a balanced budget amendment, but one that is based on a reduction of spending, not on increasing taxes, because you can balance a budget by increasing taxes. Third, I would look for a national energy policy that makes sense. That's drilling in the Gulf, that's allowing us to develop oil and gas resources and to transport them to the refineries, particularly the refineries here in this district. I'm committed for fighting for these and other issues. I'm a man of integrity. I have worked very hard all my life to be a man of integrity and have the reputation I have. I will not step over the line of integrity, period. I will not do it. It's not worth it for any short-term gain we might get. I'm the only person in this race who brings all the tools necessary to get this job done to this race. I'm Bill Sargent. I ask for your vote. I want to serve you as your congressman and one who you have access to. I will be back here in the district every chance I get to sit down and talk with you. God bless you, each one of you, and God bless our nation. Bill Sargent. Our next speaker is a Republican candidate, Michael Truncale. Michael Truncale.
Thank you, Dr. Monroe. Port Arthur is a city with a great history, and it has the potential for a dynamic future. That's why I'm proud to tell you about my deep roots in Port Arthur. In 1911, my grandfather moved to Port Arthur. He worked at the Texaco refinery for 70 cents a day. Now that was a pretty hard life. but he was able to start a small business and he had a good life because he knew that the promise of America is that everyone is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not life, liberty, and the redistribution of wealth. As a child, I remember working in my uncle's store over on Galveston and Bluebonnet Drive. And there I learned that you're not entitled to anything on this planet unless you work for it. You know, the very principles that I learned as a child here in Port Arthur guided me to become a lifelong conservative. After law school, I returned to the area with my wife, Denise, became a partner with Organ, Bell & Buckner, and we've represented industry, businesses, doctors, and hospitals here in Port Arthur. And I will tell you, as a regent for the Texas State University system, Dr. Monroe, I will always keep a warm spot in my heart for Lamar State College, Port Arthur. But I am not a politician. That's true, I've been active in the Republican Party. I've been elected to represent this area on the State Republican Executive Committee. I've attended 2 national conventions, one in '84 and one in 2008. I've been appointed by Senators Hutchison and Cornyn to the Federal Judicial Selection Committee, but I never aspired to be a politician, and I never want to become just another politician. You see, I'm a citizen taxpayer, and I'm going to view every decision as a citizen taxpayer. Well, some might ask, well, why are you running? I'm running because Washington is broken. Government is too big and it exercises too much control over our lives. $15 trillion and growing every second. It is a debt that's going to harm our children. It's going to hurt our economy, and it will destabilize our currency. This is something I know, because in addition to a degree in economics from Lamar, I have an MBA. I studied economics with Dick Armey, a free market economist, and I worked as a financial analyst. Spending is out of control. That's why I stand for a balanced budget amendment to the United States Constitution. I simply do not trust Congress or any future Congress to control spending without a balanced budget amendment. And the threat of higher taxes and excessive regulation is hurting job growth and is sending jobs overseas. Obamacare must be repealed because it's going to harm small business and it will put the government in between you and your doctor. We need border security, a strong military, and energy independence. Well, we also need a congressman who will stand up for this area. We must work for the deepening and widening of our waterway. And we must tell those politicians and bureaucrats in Washington that they must think of all the assets associated with our waterway, including the Motiva and Valero expansions. We must fight EPA overreach, which limits the growth of our industry. And we must have a congressman who understands the need for developing our gas and oil reserves. Recently, I met with Senator Cornyn and many of you regarding the Keystone Pipeline and trying to find a way to salvage that so we can have 700,000 barrels of crude coming to this congressional district every day. That will provide job growth and job security for our area. You see, working together, we can put America on the pathway to prosperity. We need conservative action, not words. We need a citizen taxpayer, not just a politician. So please join me in moving this country forward and in making Port Arthur once again an all-American city and in making this congressional district the rising star of the Gulf Coast. I'm Michael Truncale, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.